Alright guys, so here we are for the penultimate round of the F1 2013 Career Mode Championship here in the United States. So yeah, in my opinion, I think this championship has gone awfully quickly, and in just a matter of days we'll have a new world champion. So hopefully we can get off to the right foot here in qualifying 3, skipping the first 2 qualifying sessions, as I know you guys would probably expect me by now to easily get into Q3. So here we are, coming through the end of the first sector, approaching the middle sector now, and we're catching up to what looks like a Ferrari, probably Fernando Alonso maybe, if I just saw the name tag there just before. But anyway, yeah, this track, the Circuit of the Americas, has undergone a lot of changes since its last appearance on F1 2012. The track is a lot more refurbished, and a lot more detail has been added to this track, which is it's good to see. It definitely feels a lot more enjoyable to drive, particularly in that first and last sector. You know, it's a lot more challenging, particularly through these last 2 corners. You can just get thrown off by these curbs here, and through this final corner it's so hard to get right with the wheel spin and everything. But on this lap we managed to negotiate that fairly well, and we go up into first place. So with that time being set, I think I'm going to bank on that, retire on that, and we'll start on a fresh set of tyres for tomorrow. So there we go, P2, and only a fraction behind Nico Rosberg for pole, but it's not too bad to start off this race here. So here we are, and it's actually full wet conditions. Once again, I forgot to check the weather radar, and I've been caught out again, but away we go for this penultimate round of the championship. Looks like we got off to a pretty average start compared to Rosberg and the rest of the field. Vettel is going to take us around the outside. I'm going to try and lunge it around the outside of Hamilton, but I've been spun out by some kind of glitch there, and it's put me down to last, and that's really frustrating now because I've got to come through the field and try and pass everybody to get in front of Vettel, who in fact is behind me. So the two of my main rival in this championship is down in last place with me. So if there's any kind of silver lining, we're ahead of our teammate. So, not our teammate, our main rival. So this race is definitely going to be a very interesting one in terms of the championship battle. So hopefully I can get back up into some decent points. I need to win this race to still be in with a chance of winning this championship. So hopefully I can do that. And we're already up into 17th. We caught up to the pack very quickly, seeing as these back markers are really slow, especially on this first lap with their heavy fuel loads and whatnot. I'm going for an aggressive fuel strategy, so hopefully that can help me out in this race, especially in the early laps, as I'll have a much lighter car, allow me to be much faster. But in terms of strategy, I had a look, just a quick look. We're up the inside of Vandergaard there, but we've overshot the marks there, and we've conceded that place, almost conceded the place to Bianchi there behind, but pretty much holding position as we were before the mistake. So in terms of strategy, just going back to that, oh no, we're going to go back up the inside of Vandergaard, and we get P15. So yeah, the strategy, I think it's a 3-stopper if it all stays with full wets. So hopefully we don't have to resort to a 4-stopper, as we've only been given 3 wet set of tyres for the weekend. So that'll be an absolute disaster if our tyres can't last the race distance as we go up the inside of Charles Peak there. And that's P14, done and dusted. So in one lap we've gone from second to the second last, back up to 14th, and now here we are at the end of the second lap, and we're going up the inside of John-Eric Verne there for position 13. So moving ahead nicely in this race, it's good to see. And now on lap 12, we're in position 12, sorry, on lap 4. And it looks like Fernando Alonso is going around the outside of somebody here. Daniel Ricciardo, I'm probably going to try and do that as well, but Ricciardo sort of gets in our way there, gave him a little bit of a bump there. But I get the move done around the outside, and that's me into position 11. Only one more position to go, and I'll be in the points again, so that's great to see. And I'll just give you guys a little bit of an update, but Vettel has not managed to pass me. I think he's down the order quite a bit, so that's all we can hope for at the moment, as Fernando Alonso gets past Pastor Maldonado, and we'll be looking to get past him as soon as possible. I remember Maldonado having a pretty bad incident with Sutil on this track just a few weeks ago on the main straight, so we'll need to stay away from him if we want to survive in this race. But I'll tell you guys, I'll be honest here, the traction on this track in the wet is just absolutely terrible. You'd think I haven't even reached 100% throttle until I reach about 5th gear there. Just the second and third sector is just ridiculous for traction, especially with the wheel spin and the handling model in this game. It's very tricky, and you've really got to nurse that throttle. Staying lean is a must. You can't even go in fast. I wouldn't recommend it. Standard is a little bit risky if you can really manage your revs. But yeah, no traction in the wet at this track is pretty horrendous, to be honest. But it took me a little while to get used to it, and now I think I'm starting to carve my way through the field a little bit here on lap 11, up the inside of Fernando Alonso, who has been very much on a charge in this race, and very clever Alonso just hangs around the outside. He has more traction since he's taking a much more flowing route through turn 1, and he gets position 8 back. So we'll need to work over Alonso. He seems to have a lot of pace in this race. I'm not too sure why he's so far down the order. Must have been taken out in that first corner incident. So yeah, he's going to be well up the order if the conditions stay as they are. It just seems that Ferrari are much better in wet conditions in general in the game and in real life. So good to see that Ferrari are getting some good results here, or showing some good car speed as we go up the inside of Fernando there. And we should be able to pull away from him now. We've got a lot of curves to use up. We'll stick in the slipstream of Button and pull away, hopefully. So now, lap 12, we're in position 7, but Button is still right in front of us, and we're probably going to lunge it up the inside here, are we? We're a little bit far back, and no, we have to tuck in behind for now. But that's it was a very line ball there. If I was any further alongside Button, then I would have tagged him for sure. So now I just need to stick in behind him. But Jensen, he's got so much more traction than me on exit, especially through this second and third sector. I just can't stay with him. It's near impossible. I've been trying first gear, second gear, but it doesn't really seem to be working in this race. But now, a couple corners later, the third sector, coming up the final corner and in the start of the first sector, seems to be the Sauber territory, and then I can really challenge these guys. So it's good to see that this car does have some strengths at certain parts of the track, and we're able to go up the inside of Button there. Thankfully, hopefully he doesn't come back at us. Yes, he does. He's got the switch back, but I don't think he was very smart with that. He sort of lunged into the side of us, which really took away his momentum, and he would have got the place back if he didn't do that. But now we've got position 6, and next on our list is Nico Hülkenberg. So hopefully here on lap 17, we've managed to make some inroads, and coming in for our pit stop, we ran into the back of Vettel, I think. Or was that Webber? It was definitely a Red Bull, but either way, we've smashed into the rear of a Red Bull, and that's probably taken a bit of our wing off. See if that's resulted in a wing change. No, it hasn't, but we're getting held up for cars behind, and that's a lot of ground lost, sorry. And I think we've dropped a place to Perez too, so that's a little bit frustrating. The guys that stayed out a little bit longer or maybe undercut us will definitely have some kind of advantage from that, and hopefully we can sort of bridge the gap back to them in the coming laps. So here we are now on lap 22, coming through here, the slow hairpin here. And I put on the intermediate tyres. We started on the wets, but I can tell you guys that I absolutely struggled on intermediate tyres on this stint. I was like 4 or 5 seconds slower than everyone else. I have no idea why, and as you can see now, I'm getting lapped by, who is it, Nico Rosberg? Let's have a look behind. Yes, it is. So Nico's going to lap us, he's going to do the switchback on us, and he's going to get me up the inside here, and that's job done for him. No, but he's just going to push us off the track, and he's going to get dragged along with it as well, and so that's hindered his position there, and now I'm going up the inside of one of the Williams, and I've taken them out. So that's probably going to be a penalty, and yes, it is. So that's very frustrating. I was sort of trying to recover, and I didn't handle myself the best there, and I've taken out, I think that was Valtteri Bottas. So that's very frustrating, and now I'm coming in for my drive-through penalty here. And yeah, this is going to cost me a lot of position in this race. I was already a lap down, so I think our chances of winning this championship are unfortunately over, guys. So I'm sorry that this incident has cost us, especially with the weather. I didn't see this coming, and it's really cost us. And why the hell are we doing a pit stop? I was coming in from my drive-through. I did have a little bit of my wing chipped off, so maybe that took preference over a drive-through penalty. Or did I have a red wing the whole time? I don't know. Maybe you guys can go back and check. Maybe that's why I was so crap for so many laps and I didn't notice. That'd be a massive boo-boo move if I did that. But now on lap 27, the safety car has come out. I'm coming in for another pit stop. And hopefully I can get some kind of strategy advantage from this. And we'll see at the end of the day if we can maybe gain our lap back here. But I doubt it. We'll see. Pit stop 5.6 seconds, I believe it is. So we'll slot into the pack. So we're sort of midfield at the moment. And I think there's a few other cars who are actually struggling in these conditions as well. So it's not just me who's down a lap. There's actually quite a few others just behind the top 10 who I think are a lap down as well. So this is going to compress the field, and hopefully I can catch up to the guys around me as we've skipped to the end of the safety car period here. It should be coming in at the end of this lap. We'll just hear in a moment. Yeah, and the engineer just confirms that, so we'll need to warm up the tyres, heat up the brakes, and yeah, and the engineer just reinforces that, so now we'll be looking to do that. Alonso is going really slow, and for some reason the game is allowing me to get really close to Fernando here, and almost passing him, but I just eased off the throttle there and decided not to pass him. It's not worth getting a penalty just to be a couple car lengths up the road. So here we go, we're ready for a restart here on lap 29, and all the cars, or most of the cars in front of me, have peeled off into the pit lane. Man, I hope that is all the leaders there, because that's going to allow me to get unlapped here. So that's going to be very crucial in this race. And away we go for the restart. Satilla's a couple of seconds in front, so hopefully we can catch up to him. But here on lap 38, nothing else has happened until this stage. The track has dried out a little bit, and now I'm going to come in for a set of prime tyres, and maybe I can take the set of prime tyres to the end. If I can't, then I'll come in for a set of options maybe, and we'll see how we go with that. So yeah, I'm completely blind as to, or I have no idea how long this set of tyres are going to last me, so I'm just going on the safe side here, going for the prime tyres, and hopefully it'll be enough to get me through to the end. Maybe gain a position or two by doing that. Pit stop is 3.1 seconds, very nice from the Sauber team there. And coming out of the pit lane now, we'll see where we'll rejoin on the track, and it should be 12th places. I'm not really racing many people anymore in this race, but in saying that, we'll hopefully be racing a lot of guys, even if they are a lap ahead of us. So here on lap 40, we've put in some decent lap times. The track is starting to improve quite a bit, and coming across the line, we should go purple, and we do. A set of 141.854, and you know, from here on in, I think my confidence is really starting to build, and I was able to really make some inroads on the cars in front of me. It's just such a massive shame that the race was wet, and I went for a dry sort of qualifying style setup, and I think that's really cost me today. And you know, that's something that's going to that's something I'm going to have to rectify for next season. I'm going to have to really look at that the weather forecast and be more aware of what's happening on race day, as you know, that's where all the points are coming. And if it just keeps on raining on race day and I keep going for dry qualifying setups, then I'm not going to do well next season. So here we are, lap 47, maybe going up the inside of Pastor Maldonado here, unlapping myself. And I think he's in position 8, I believe. I got the inside there, and he just completely barges me off the track there. Didn't really leave me any room, so now I'm going to try and get past him, and I'm going to squeeze him out there and give him a little bit of his own medicine there. So now it's lap 50. I've caught up to the back of Adrian Sutil, and I thought I was actually in P10, but now I've dropped to P11. That might be some kind of a glitch, I don't know. This race has just been so weird. Just with you know, the pace and you know, the AI getting lapped and being so far behind the leaders, whatnot, it's been pretty crazy. But we're going up the inside of Ricciardo there. I wasn't as brave as what I was on Sutil on the previous lap, but hopefully it's only a matter of time before I can get past Ricciardo and maybe get into the points. So this is a battle for the final points paying position. I've given him a little bit of a rub there, but I decided to back out of that there. I didn't want to pass him. by doing some kind of cheeky bump and run kind of move. So I'll sit behind for now. Maybe go up the inside of this corner. It's a fairly solid passing opportunity, but the DRS is offered on the next corner, and we go up the inside of Ricciardo there. He leaves me room, so that's good to see from Ricciardo. Good defensive driving. He just held the outside line. He knew he had more traction, and he's just pulling away now. But now I have the DRS, and I'm going to come back at him, go around the outside of him into this hairpin corner, and that is position 10, lads. We're back in the points. That's all that matters in this race. Well, no, what matters is that we win this race. And unfortunately, we couldn't. Lewis Hamilton takes out this race win. I'm only going to get 1 point, and that means that this championship is officially over, which is a little bit disappointing. But in saying that, we've had a very good season starting off with Toro Rosso, moving up to Sauber, and we're potentially going to fight for a podium position at the end of the championship. So that's one solid point to take away from America.
Good job. We've taken 10th, 1 point.
Thank you, engineer. Man, what a race. The start and the middle part of the race wasn't the best. I had some very poor pace, but in the dry I managed to come back and claw back a very bad situation and did a little bit of damage limitation, you'd have to say. So in the driver's standings, I think we're going to be losing a lot of points to our main rivals here, and we'll see that. And we're down into 4th place. So Lewis Hamilton is about 20 points in front of me. So with one race remaining, I don't think I'll be able to catch Lewis. It'll be a bit of a stretch. I'll need Lewis or Alonso to maybe retire, and if I win in Brazil, maybe I can get into the top 3 for the Drivers' Championship. In the Constructors, Sauber is in 4th place. So if F1 2013 has the tier system in regards to the teams, then Sauber is going to be a much better car next season. So we'll wait and see on that one. Hopefully Sauber is much better. Let me know if the tier system actually does work on this game. But yeah, that's been the US Grand Prix. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. Until my next episode in Brazil, I'll see you guys next time.